All right, well, welcome back. We're going to do it sooner than you think. We're going to run it back and do another one. Yesterday, we talked all about listening better. You ready to see what we pull out today?
Let's do it.
Okay, go ahead. Don't take all the good ones because I'm going to have to do these later, so make sure I've got those in there.
I love it. All right, here we go. Why the best leaders lead themselves first. Why the best leaders lead themselves first.
Ooh, why do they lead themselves first? I think sometimes we want to jump in to lead other people, right? But we don't lead ourselves first. Let me get the timer. That's what happens when you set it down. Okay, you got some thoughts?
Yeah, I do. I think this is, it reminds me of that concept of the law of the lid that John Maxwell talks about, where every leader has their capacity and the people who are following you are only ever going to be able to follow you up to your own capacity. So if you want to lead an organization somewhere that you're not willing to go, well, you're never going to get there. The people will never get there because you're not willing to get there first. And so, anyone that you're leading is going to be capped at your own threshold. So leaders have to be learning, they have to be developing, they have to have an approach that leaders are learners. And if you stop learning, then you're going to stop leading. People are only going to be able to come up to your capacity as a leader, or they're going to go elsewhere to someone who has a higher capacity and you're going to miss out on being able to develop them. So you have to be pushing yourself farther than you're willing currently to go. So
That's the first thing I thought of is a 7 is not going to follow a 5.
No.
Right? And a 9 is not going to follow a 7. They're going to go somewhere else to find people who are leading at a higher level. So you do have to develop yourself to keep ahead of the people on your team. So I'm going to talk a little bit more on this one by asking you at least another follow-up or 2 questions. But one of them is, what do you think some of the best things you've done to develop yourself, to stay ahead of all those you're leading, both in the for-profit and in the nonprofit?
I think the most important thing is, I would say the 2 things that I've personally done that I think the most important is, number 1, you got to read books. Those are easy mentors. You have a million mentors when you read books, and try to pick one thing from a book to take action. Like I'm all about, you have to have some form of action out of a book. Otherwise, it's just information, not transformation.
That's right.
The second thing is I really do believe in mentors, and I think having someone who is where you want to be, someone that you can aspire to grow to or become like, is so important. Someone that you can be having those conversations with and throwing your challenges at, that can help you think in a different angle or perspective, or just at a higher level than maybe you're currently at in your leadership perspective or capacity, I think is super important. So having that mentor, but then also you got to be a learner. You got to be reading books to be growing yourself. What would you say though? I'm curious.
What would I say? Out of time. No, I'm
Come
just
on.
kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I would say books. I would say that leaders are readers, and you've got to be reading books, and everything you want to know about leadership is in the library, just nobody's ever going these days. So I would agree with you definitely on that one. I'd also agree with you on mentors. I think you need to find at least 3 people who are further down the road than you are, because it's going to help you shortcut some lessons. There are things you're going to have to learn no matter who's mentoring you.
Yep.
We got to go through the hard things, but really to echo what you're saying right there, you could shortcut so much by learning from their journey and gleaning wisdom. And I would say one more thing is be on the lookout for stretch opportunities. Too many times we shrink down. I'm about to get cut off by the timer. We shrink down to the opportunities because we feel like, oh, I don't think I can do that. That's a good thing. If you want to learn and you want to stay out in front of everybody, jump into the stretch opportunities. Be okay with failing and learn as you go. And then those that are following you will start learning too. All right,
I love that.
That's 3 minutes. Listen, be on your A game. Go get out in front and lead those that are following you right now. We'll see you next time.